Blog Talk Radio.
I'm Nike, I'm Jordan. I'm Nike, I'm Jordan. I'm Nike, I'm Jordan. We aim high. I'm gonna take flight. I'm gonna take flight, nigga. I'm gonna take flight. We aim high. I'm gonna take flight. I'm gonna take flight. I'm gonna take flight. We aim high. I'm gonna take flight. I'm gonna take flight, nigga. I'm gonna take flight. We aim high. I'm gonna take flight. I'm gonna take flight. I'm gonna take flight. This is flight school, part of my chucks just left the car. I see them haters from a bird's eye view. This is the climax. My face you in the limelight. I stand out like the twilight. They say he think that he's a star. I orbit them earths like a satellite. Okay, wisdom, cipher, knowledge, wisdom, updated information.
Hey yo, Czar, you there? What it do, homie? I'm here, live in effect. Live in effect right now. Imperial Hustle. We got Czar Black on the show. You know, once again, returning for a second time. You know, where we chopped up a lot of good game the first time, man, and over the cell phone, we were already talking about quite a bit, you know, of a few different topics, and I think topics we didn't even touch on the first time around that we had even talked. You know, that you got a few things going on this weekend just right now, and I'm sure. Since we even did the last interview that's popping, so update, just first start with what's going on right now, because you in Southern Cal, coming down from North Cal, what's going on this weekend that you have just opportunity-wise?
Well, I just got via my manager, Nicky Black. Basically, we just linked up with his brother down in the LA area, Sean Childs. And we basically going down here to do an appearance. They got this record store down there called Midnight Records, and it's going to be a pretty live event. They got a lot of artists coming out, you know what I'm saying, showcasing and everything. And they reached out to me, you know what I'm saying, to come down and make an appearance on promotion tour, you know, with my new single and everything. So we en route now, headed to LA to get it in and get it cracking and give them a good performance, you know, something that's memorable.
Right. And that is a single that you're actually talking about. You're talking about Flight, right?
Yeah, most definitely. It's Flight.
Okay, you talk about
we were slated
Flight
to
now.
actually release it for March, but we're going to actually be releasing it probably within the next 2 weeks, like around about the first part of April and whatnot, officially.
Okay. And Flight, that's supposed to be based off of the mixtape?
Yes,
or
sir.
Is that,
that's actually one of the singles. It's going to be a single that's actually off my album. I actually got an album that I'm actually working on as well. It's titled The Millionaire Suite, but it's also going to be on Mixtape, which is titled Black Cocaine. That's the latest project. I actually want to hit everybody with the Black Cocaine first, you know what I mean, and beyond, man. It's
right.
a crazy project.
Right. I've already heard Flight. I heard Flight a while back. I don't know how many of my listeners got a chance to hear Flight. And the Flight,
right.
Even on the hook, Flight has that real, you know, what would I call it? That real poppy, like, just sound that's going to go ahead and just bring you in. But on the verse, it's just raw, uncut, with just the verse is just bars, you know. And when you listen to the verse, it's just you get those bars, and that's where you get to see that, okay, he's actually an artist that got something to say, you know, with the Flight. And Flight's a good track, but I'm interested in being able to hear more of what you have planned for something like a Millie Suite, you know, a full blown album too. Based on just hearing that single, because I know, you know, outside of just the mixtape, the album would definitely be hot too, coming from Czar Black.
True. Well, it's gonna be like, you know, for me, like the Millionaire Suite, it's gonna be like, man, like full of a lot of creativity, and I see that as like a royalty project. I see that as a wealthy project, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying wealth as in the sense of like bragging on I got finances and I got more money than et cetera, nothing like that. But more so it's just that it's gonna be big boy music, you know what I'm saying? And you just go basically either be motivated, you know what I'm saying, to do it big, or you gonna be, you know what I'm saying, a person that's already doing it big, and it's gonna go right along with your own soundtrack to your life, you know what I mean? But I'm actually at the stage with the Black Cocaine. That project there is going to be like straight raw and uncut, you know what I'm saying, bricks. but it's going to be bricks of knowledge, you know what I'm saying? I'm hitting cats with, you know, and I listen to a lot of the trap beats, you know what I'm saying, that come out of my region, out of the South, and, you know, and I'm real enough to say it's a lot of artists, I commend them on what they do, and, you know, with their grind, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot is not over the music. So I'm like, I'm going to take this opportunity and I'm going to say what's not being said over the music, you know what I mean? And everything. And there's a lot of things that youth and everybody else need to hear and they need to know. Now, don't get me twisted. I ain't going to say I'm doing a whole total, like, 100% conscious rap album, but it's going to have consciousness in it because I think that's one of the elements in hip-hop today that's missing. We don't have a lot of that anymore.
You know, no, I feel you, and I you know, I don't call things really conscious rap, you know, for especially when it's got, you know, the day-to-day life mixed into it that people could relate to, because not everything's positive every day, all fucking day.
Right.
But you know, I you know, shit that you talking about and things like that, when you throwing in something that you're not glorifying it, you just being the hood CNN about it, you just telling people about it, that's reality rap, you know?
Right,
and
right.
When you spit that reality rap, that's the shit that really hits home. And like you said, there's a lot of people that don't want to talk about reality. You know, they got fantasy bars.
Right, they rather give you the mirage and everything, you know, or you know, and take you the short route instead of, you know, saying giving it to you straight, full blossom. This is what it is. And, you know, honestly, a lot of people use the terminology conscious, but honestly, I like to say street knowledge, you know what I mean? Because when you look at it on an everyday basis, like, that project is going to talk about everything, you know what I'm saying, every detail of what I feel that people could relate to, cats that's on the grind doing their thing, the street cats, you know what I'm saying, or the day-to-day, everyday brother that works, you know what I'm saying, to take care of his family, or the moms, you know what I'm saying, or the daughters and whatnot that's going to school, or, you know, anything, you know, that we as a people, you know what I'm saying, we see on a daily basis, whether in the hood or whether it's in the workplace or whatever. I ain't afraid to speak on those type of topics and stuff and talk about those type of things because I feel like sometimes people feel left out. When you actually are boxed into just one certain subject matter, you leave people out. And I don't want nobody to be left out. This Black Cocaine Project, I want everybody to get a dose of this, you know what I'm saying? This is the new blue magic.
Right. No, I definitely get everybody addicted with their first dose, you know. And yeah, I agree with that street knowledge and you leaving people out because, you know what I mean, there's a lot more people that, you know, got moms and pops that might be working a 9 to 5 just to keep the lights on and food in the fridge.
Everybody can't relate to the trap.
Yeah, not everybody's related to trap. Not everybody's daddy's out on the corner pushing something, you know. So
exactly.
Yeah, I definitely hear you. So I mean, when's Black Cocaine? When can we expect to see this project, you know, solidified for people to be able to cop it?
I'm actually leaning. I want to say May, but I'm gonna say June. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say June is probably gonna be like, and then I'm gonna follow it with the album and everything. I'll probably with another single and then the album and whatnot. But we shooting for May. But June at the latest and everything.
Okay, so I mean, is this a project? Is because Black Cocaine right now it sounds tight. Everything you explained sounds like something that the game needs right now, and I think it's not that people can't speak on the subjects. I think they're scared to go there with that content. There's a lot of fear, you know. And, you know, the Black Cocaine, would you say this is something that's going to hold us over to Millionaire Suite, or is this something that's showing a whole different side to Czar Black than what Millionaire Suite might be in the future?
I think it's going to be a split between the two. It's going to hold you over, but at the same time, it's going to show another side of me so that, you know, let everybody know, hey, I live every day just like everybody else, you know what I mean? I'm not in this fantasy world, this fantasy bubble where I'm popping bottles and everything is like fine and dandy and, you know what I'm saying, chicks bouncing around in slow motion and shit. And I got the Cuban calling me on the phone for the connect and all this extra shit. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it 100, you know what I'm saying? I woke up this morning, you know what I'm saying, pissed off because, you know what I'm saying, my pockets was on empty because I had to spend, you know what I'm saying, X amount of dollars toward this bill. So now I got to go out and I got to hustle and grind and stuff and get it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't scared to speak about that. And a lot of cats don't want to talk about the struggle. They want to talk about the glorification and all the fun things that happens when after you put in that work and you hustle and you got money. You know what I mean? And then, you know, as we know in the game, there's a lot of fake cats out here talking a lot of the street, you know, I'm balling, I got bricks, I got that. No, you just got a check from a record label. You know what I'm saying? You bought jewelry and everything, and you create a facade after you got your check from your label. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I definitely know what you mean. And a lot of these brothers don't say that. I'm like, man, I mean, and even if you do, why would you be snitching on yourself like that? You know what I mean? Who really is doing that? That's out just telling the world. And now I see some of these dudes, they posting stuff on their Facebook. Got this for sale, got that for sale. I'm like, wow. Yeah. I'm like, y'all dudes, this is a new generation, a new breed of just suckers, man. Yeah. I was like, where they do that
I'm in my
at?
30s, but I was taught better.
Where they do that at?
Man, it's like my man Czar the Prince saying that's one of my favorite dudes out the South right now. Other than man, there's too many names that I do like and stuff. Big Crit is like another dude that I really like. You know what I'm saying? I look up to as far as out of my region. And I think that, and he cool people too. But Czar, man, he said on his joint on this new Black History mixtape, he said what he say? He say if everybody's selling bricks, then who the fuck is selling zones? You know what I'm saying? It's just like that was like the realest shit to me. I was like, damn. I said because every time you pop in one of these double XL mixtapes and everything, and this mixtape and that mixtape is like bricks, whip, and I'm like, no, bro, you ain't.
Everybody got him, man. Yeah, everybody's a boss. I'm just like,
I admit in Miami, you know what I'm saying, that side of the fence, it's plentiful, but damn.
Yeah, I just said, I'm like, how does everybody get away? Like, how is everybody just telling on themselves and everybody just gets away? And then you making that big of power moves. You got that many bricks and you could talk about it and just scotch free, but everybody could do it. I'm like, shit, either it's legal now or everybody's lying. That's the only thing, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all it can be, but yeah.
You know, fast come and go, you know what I'm saying? That's just like even from the golden era you had, and I get into this debate with a lot of my brothers from the golden era and whatnot, you know, and I tell a lot of them, like, you know, different from a lot of y'all, I came up, you know what I'm saying, under the teachings of the honor of Elijah Muhammad and under those, that 10-point system of the Black Panthers, you know what I'm saying? This was like spoken, you know what I'm saying, by my mom all the time.
Right.
I grew up listening to Jerry Barker and Ash Poets and all these different guys, Gil Scott Heron and stuff from that era when my mother was like young, you know what I mean? So I'm like, you know, even back then, a lot of people jumped on the pro-black movement and the Black Power movement in the 90s in rap and stuff as a part of a fad and a facade. Because I can name a lot of artists that I met in person, and they wasn't nowhere near on the knowledge that they claimed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I've been on venues and been places and seen, like, you know, certain actions take place backstage, behind stage, and you looking at dudes like, whoa, I thought you was like to the east, my brother, to the east. What the hell happened? So it's like with every time we come with a different era in music, there's always a certain person that comes with this certain way of doing things and stuff, and then sadly it becomes, you know what I'm saying, a trend that, and sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's sad because it becomes a trend where you get a bunch of people just leech on to, and we're just going to follow that trend and ride. You know, we've never done none of this stuff that we were talking about in our music, but we're going to act as if we did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that shit's what's moving right now. It's sorry. I mean, people gotta go ahead. They do what they gotta do, and then, you know, you're gonna have a large amount of the population that don't grasp onto the knowledge and they ain't seek knowledge of self, and then you got the educated part of the population that always knows there's something missing and they're seeking for a higher development of knowledge. So you got both aspects, but you need an artist that can develop balance, and there's not enough of those that got the balance to be able, like, you know, you can make good party fun music, but at the same time you balance it out with, like you said, some street knowledge and a serious tone, you know?
Yeah.
So
that's what
I mean,
Young Noble from the Outlaw said. He was like, it's about balance and stuff, and that's what I'm trying to give the people with this project. I want to give them balance. I want to give them everything. You know, I don't want to leave no stones unturned. You know what I mean? I want everybody to be like, yo, you know, this dude said some shit that, man, I was at work, man. I heard this joint. I had to pop my headphones on, and I felt everything that he was saying because I was going through it that day. You know what I mean?
right.
So, you know.
I want to ask you a question. I actually did an interview with another artist, Tone Trump, on my last issue, and we had talked about, you know, kind of America's stigmatization that they have right now of I guess the media's persona of what's been painted out as far as the black Muslim and how they've been perceived out there in, you know, the media's eyes and hip-hop as well. What is your take on, you know, the way that, you know, maybe the black Muslim and the persona that is painted out there, you know, I mean, how do you feel how it's affected, you know, maybe hip-hop, you as an artist, or in any way, you know, as far as your relation to the public? What's your take on that?
Well, my thing with the whole black Muslim movement, you know, to keep it real, you have, like, two sides to that situation, you know what I'm saying? On the negative, you know what I'm saying, you have people that look at it as, you know, more or less a militant stance and stuff, and they see it that, you know what I'm saying, we're just trying to be something that we're not. And a lot of people haven't done research and study into the history of African Americans to know that, hey, we come from that. I mean, if a person was to research, you know what I'm saying, on the people that were brought here on the ship, the ones who were brought here on the ship, because there's another group now that says black consciousness is so wide now, you know what I'm saying, beyond the black Muslim movement. There's so many other voices that's being heard and so much other evidence and proof that's coming out that's even beyond that knowledge. So at the same time, fairly, I'll say for the ones who did, because there's a group that say, yo, we were already here. We were the Moors. You know what I'm saying? We had mounds in the southern part of the Mississippi Delta, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So in respect to those brothers, too, because I did research and found some actual true aspect, you know, to their story and whatnot, some truth to their story. There were brothers that were brought here on ships, and those brothers who came here, 85% of those brothers were Muslim. So as far as the black Muslim movement, there really is no such thing as a black Muslim. You're a Muslim or you're not. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, we all are born Muslim because we're all born in the humble, you know what I'm saying, state of submission. So we all are born into Islam and stuff because that's, you know what I'm saying, that's the will of the Creator, period. It's not just about a religion or the name of the religion. It's the meaning behind the religion itself or the word itself. So at the same time, just look at it like, you know, the whole take of the media and stuff. I mean, with anything, when brothers in this country try to stand up and they try to reach back to their culture, you know what I'm saying, sad to say there are certain forces out there that don't want you to do that. Because there's profit in ignorance, and there's profit in our pain and stuff. There's profit in incarceration. As long as you can stay caught up in the idea that, hey, man, I'm selling bricks, and I'm doing this and trying to live that life, you know what I'm saying, and stay away from anything that's culturally connected to values, morals, ethics, anything like that, then there's a whole party in this country and stuff, in the politics and stuff, that actually profit from that. They profit from your ignorance, and they profit from your incarceration, they profit from your death. So, you know what I'm saying, and that's basically, those powers do not want the people to know that. They don't want you to acknowledge it. So they could say, hey, the journalists are owned by certain people, a certain group. We're going to pay them off, and we're going to make sure that they paint this image and stuff and everything to totally deter the mindset of any person that might want to research or might want to research into themselves, or you can follow that idea of self-pride in oneself and that thing, or black pride in oneself. We're going to totally cut that off and everything. We'll cut that leg off. We're going to make him hop like Coach Kente.
Right.
He's not going to want to. So,
right.
And it is what it is. But I tell brothers like this, nationalism, black nationalism and spirituality is really two different things. They have come together and have merged, but you know what I'm saying, it's two different scopes, because at the same time, creation is pretty much everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really about a color, but we have been oppressed at the same time. So the nationalist situation is needed, but at the same time, too, some people feel like it's harmful, but it's only those who feel threatened and those who want to keep control. Because if you look at it, if you take a white nationalist movement that made the seep into politics, there's more benefit from that than it is the benefit of a black nationalist movement, other than just enlightening black people that actually stand on their own and do for themselves. We're not a threat to anybody, or anybody that is in that type of mindset. It's not a threat. It holds no, the United States is a threat in no type of way other than the fact that people might become knowledgeable. That's it. So, I tell brothers, study, show thyself, prove, and get that knowledge, man, no matter what, man. Study and find out who you are and apply it to your life, man, because there's jewels in that.
Right. No, I definitely agree. You're absolutely right. And, you see this, it becomes a modern-day sharecropping, that they want everybody to still be on the field. And you know what I mean? I always say to people, it's crazy because even if you have Caucasians that will step to you and might not agree with the black nationalist movement and think that, we're the only ones that are looking for some type of freedom or salvation, they're really fooled because on many levels they've become slaves too. It's like they went ahead and released us from slavery and made everybody slaves. It's one big sharecropping. America is one big sharecropping plantation where no matter what skin color, if you ain't a part of the elite structure, you all become slaves. Everybody's a slave.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And so the freest people, or the most enslaved people, are the ones that believe they are free. And that's really. Yeah, that's what we're seeing, man. So definitely, albums like what you're talking about and mixtapes like the Black Cocaine, it's more than just the music, because this is stuff that people need. This change has to start with stuff like that. That's going ahead and letting that knowledge be shared, because this is the only shit that people listen to now. They walking out of the schools because the schools can't tell you how to pay your rent and keep your lights on. They ain't telling you how to go ahead and get out of credit card debt or not get fucked by a student loan or a car loan. They ain't telling you how to deal with real life. So people turn to the streets. They turn to hip-hop. They turn to the music. But when you have the music that's this powerful, that it can not just only be something that just entertains, it also can educate and be a voice. You're doing the right thing, brother. You're doing something that's heavily needed.
And something, it's like, speaking of like those the black nationalist movement and things like that, and it's sad, like how the media portray it, and they try to make you out to be public enemy number one, but you really are public enemy number one because you're going against the grain. And the fly part about it and everything is that I've seen a lot of brothers, come from the streets and make a complete turnabout, once they became aware of who they were. When they lifted those shackles off their lives and stuff, it turned them around in a lot of ways. And in every faction, you have your those who benefit from the knowledge, and you have those who basically exploit the knowledge, and they, but in the end, they hurt themselves. But when it comes down to it, man, it's like I seen those movements take a lot of brothers, from impoverished and from criminal elements and everything else, and turn them from niggas to gods. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just, and that to me, I feel that shouldn't be something that should be looked at as a threat. That should be something that should be applauded and stuff, because there are many factions and stuff that have been created by this government and stuff that's supposed to really rehabilitate brothers and stuff that's caught up in the system, and it doesn't rehabilitate shit. It keeps you in a revolving door. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I applaud any movement, anybody, that's trying to do something that's for the social change of our people and stuff, that's for the economic change of our people. And it's not just about, for me, it's not just about music, just rapping, it's about actually being involved, And no, I'm not no saint, I'm not no holy man, I'm not walking around with a halo over my head. I'm a black man just like the next black man that comes out of the hood. I come out of the hood from Miami, I've lived in New York, I lived in L.A., So I know the struggle, I understand the struggle and stuff, and at the same time, I'm not better than the next person. I may gain, obtain a certain amount of knowledge, but I share that knowledge because each one teach one. And at the same time, It's not about being holier than thou, It's about contributing, what righteousness you got to make a better platform for the next person and stuff, to enlighten the next man and stuff. So It's not even about being all this super righteous, because everybody makes a mistake. Everybody has their wrongs. Everybody has their issues and stuff, because as long as you're a human and on this planet, you're not going to be 100% perfect. You're going to make mistakes.
Right.
And everything. That's one thing I learned in Islam that I love about Islam. We don't play the holier than thou role. We try to strive to live right. You know what I'm saying? And the other conscious movement that I've come into it and I've gained knowledge from, we try to live right. We strive to live right. We strive for perfection and stuff. But, you know what I'm saying, no one is perfect. So, you know what I'm saying, it's not about being on this holy scripture stuff. It's just gaining knowledge to make you a better person.
I respect it. I'm not a religious person. I'm not Muslim, exactly. But I respect Islam because I respect our self-Lord and Master. I know being the ruler and the master of your reality and all that you create is the only way to be. And once we get through mastering ourselves, and then we're able to go ahead and master, you know, the plight of the black people as a whole, then we can just go ahead and step to the next level of being a part of the human evolution and not just, you know, the black evolution or self-evolution. But we got to take those steps. And everything you said is absolutely right, brother. You know what I mean? But, yeah, we ran out of time, but we definitely chopped up good game, man. You know, yeah, we were building. I mean, there's so much more to fucking say, you know.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it was like 25 minutes of just straight game, though. Just straight.
Like I said, you know, for the artists and for the audience out there, for anybody out there that's gonna check for me and whatnot. Basically, what you get from Czar Black, you go get consciousness, you go get street knowledge, but you go get party, you go have fun too. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about balance. I'm trying to balance all of that out and everything because, you know, everything is you know what I'm saying, is important. I mean, every aspect of life and whatnot. The days that you're smiling, the days that you're going through whatever and stuff, all that is important. And it balances out and it makes us who we are as human beings, you know what I mean? So, you know, and on that tip, it's not about a blame whitey trip, you know what I'm saying? No, it's about look at each other and stuff and say, hey, man, it's time for us to get our shit together and we get up on this economic, you know what I'm saying, situation.
Hell yeah.
We become a part of the economic future pie and stuff because right now, as a people, you know, my only push when it comes down to us and everything is that we got to get more active within our communities and within ourselves and police ourselves and whatnot.
Right.
And get to a point where we stand together as a unit and stuff because everybody else stands together one way or the other.
Yeah, that blame game is dangerous. Start holding ourselves accountable and responsible for our own actions.
Exactly.
Start being accountable. Stop blaming somebody else. You be responsible for yourself, and that's when you take your power back. But you heard it first from Czar Black. You heard all that.